Yeah, so in this study what we're looking at is we're looking at the impact of a sudden and unexpected complete ban in South Africa on alcohol. So this is a ban on the sale and transport of alcohol in the entire country. And what we're looking at is the impact that this had on some behavior-related outcomes. So we look at the impact that it had on unnatural mortality and also violence within society. When I refer to unnatural mortality, what I'm talking about is deaths due to unnatural causes. This includes deaths due to homicides and also deaths due to car collisions, and to a lesser extent, deaths due to accidents and suicides. We also look at the impact on violence in society, and so in terms of these outcomes, we look at the impact on homicides, assaults, and reported rape cases in the country. And so this is essentially what we're trying to do in the study, is we're trying to look at what the impact of banning alcohol in an entire country has on these outcomes. One important thing when doing this analysis was that this alcohol ban was introduced suddenly and unexpectedly. And it was also introduced in the absence of other major changes in society that could have generated the results that we observe. So what we observe in terms of the impact of the alcohol ban is that it led to a really large reduction in unnatural mortality and also in violence in society. So we observed that the alcohol ban led to a 14% reduction in unnatural mortality during the 5 weeks of the ban, and we also see a similar magnitude effect on the violent crime outcomes that we observe. So in terms of homicides, in terms of assaults, and in terms of reported rape cases, we also observe an effect size that's larger than a 14% reduction in the country as a whole during the 5 weeks of the alcohol ban. And now the way that we conduct this analysis is essentially we use this sharp change in the presence of alcohol in society, and we compare these outcomes before the alcohol ban was introduced and after the alcohol ban was introduced. And we use an event study analysis to show that when the alcohol ban was introduced, this led to a sharp change in each of these outcomes. And then also we can look at what happens when the alcohol ban was lifted, and again we see a sharp change in all of these outcomes. So this leads us to believe that the alcohol ban was responsible for these changes that we observed. And we discuss this much more in the paper in order to convince the readers that the changes that we observe are unlikely to be driven by other factors that may have changed around the same time as the alcohol ban.